taking the 12-part grid translates directly from print to the web. So as far as organizing your content, you want to start, with a grid, and so that you define some rules about how your content relates to other content that you're displaying. They say nobody scrolls more than 3 times the width of your page. That's what somebody's going to say, but I'll show you a statistic later that shows somebody will scroll to the bottom of your page no matter how long it is. So right now it's a really confusing time, because if you look at different statistics, it's hard kind of to know what's right and what's wrong. I personally like to kind of keep things contained and try to define the user experience. I have mine twice as long as it is wide, but with a 12-part grid, you can break it to 4 parts. You can break it to 3. You can move it off center, do something interesting. This is actually of a website that's in use. That's the front page of BBC. This little space here, they actually kind of articulate it. So, it can expand and contract, which a lot of sites don't do, but they build this space in. So this game's called Name That Site. All these sites are basically built off a 12-part grid, and I want to see if you guys can tell which ones they are. How about that one? New York Mag. You can see right here, you've got all these column divisions. They're subdividing here. And you can see all these different strategies for how to display this content. There's just not a lot of rules out there right now, so everybody's doing it different ways. One thing that is kind of a rule you'll find, though, is this. It's pretty much a best practice to put your navigation horizontal against the top. And also what they did, they recently redesigned, they even moved their search over. They used to have what they call Tiffany ads at New York Times on either side here of the branding. They removed one and put the search right there. People are either browsers or they're searchers, so it's good to put your search up high, easy to find. It's got a lot of air around it, and I think New York Mag does a great job of that, so you can see here. How about that one? Someone who started this publication is in this room. It's people. Look at People, they like these celebrity shots. They've catered this whole spot right here just for these kind of vertical celebrity shots, to maximize the impact. When you come, you're drawn right to that spot. They've got a search. This is often where you're going to find search. It's a good idea not to move that around. It's a good idea to keep it where people are used to seeing it. Okay, let's see. How about this one? This one starts to depart a little bit from the standard grid I've been showing you. It's wired. Especially when you reduce it, you really notice they're pushing all the graphics to the outside, all the text down to the center. It's a radically different approach. It's debatable. Even people I know that are still there debate whether this is working or not, but they're trying something new, and we'll see how it all works out. How about this one? Now, this is probably the most obscure, but I think New York people should know this one. Gawker. Yeah, someone got it. I can't believe it. That's Gawker. So Gawker's basically set up like a blog. A lot of publications just go to WordPress. WordPress is a kind of a self-publishing language where you can do kind of blog-like publishing, and it just, if you don't have a lot of budget, it's a good way to go. It's easy to maintain. The rate of learning online and to help define, not just to innovate it, but to help define how stories are told online is something that excites me, and it's something that in some ways people are throwing darts at this, throwing darts over here, and we're kind of seeing what sticks with how these stories are told, and those best practices over the next couple of years are going to add up to defining how we tell these stories.